I'm here in front of Grantral Mall in Clementi, and today we are visiting the first Sichuan place of the series, Sichuan Tianfu, in search of the best mala. I know. A lot of you wanted me to limit this series to just the mala xiangguo, but I simply cannot. And the reason is because of places like this. When I think about the range of dishes that Sichuan cuisine offers, I cannot settle for the mala xiangguo. The way I think about the scope of this series is like, if you were to ask me, Audrey, I want to eat mala, what you got? You wouldn't be mad if I suggested a place like Sichuan Tianfu, right? What? You will? Then take it out on the other people in the comment section. They were the one who suggested it. Sichuan Tianfu has been around for almost 20 years, but only recently opened their second outlet at Beach Road sometime last year. This outlet at Grantral Mall couldn't be their original outlet too, because this mall wasn't here when I graduated some 20 years ago. Doesn't matter, what matters is the present, so let me present some Sichuan food. Let's get it, guys. Hey! Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoy the content, the best way to support me is what you are doing right now, giving me the video watch time. All of the reviews in this series are strictly unsponsored. If I don't pay for it, I won't talk about it, which means that I have to make money in other ways. Please consider joining as a member of the channel if you can afford to do so, or subscribe if you haven't already. Your support is much appreciated. And now back to the video. Hello. 好，谢谢。I'm looking at the menu, but I think what I need to order is all behind me. They have all their 招牌菜 here already. Hello. 给我一个麻婆豆腐。
麻婆豆腐。
一个麻婆豆腐，一个干锅肥肠。
干锅肥肠吗？
再来多一个酸菜鱼。
酸菜鱼哈。
对。
都小份吗？
都小份。
稍等一下。
好。
先做调料。
是。I know some of you are thinking, Audrey, you didn't order the same dishes, then how is that fair? I'll get to it at the end of the video. But first, Mapo Tofu. Now this looks way better. Bless up, people, bless up. We have 5 grams of spring onions, at least a decent amount. And what's most important is when it came, right, the oil was sizzling, which means, I'm guessing, that they actually bothered to liang yu. So liang yu is a technique in which oil is heated up and then poured on the dish as a finishing touch. This has 2 effects. One, it really wakes up the spices that you put inside, be it dried chilies, your huajiao, to some extent your spring onions as well. And 2, it gives this dish a really pretty gloss to it. There's mincemeat, they are using nen tofu, that although it is breaking up a little bit, but it does so much better in Mapo Tofu. Okay, too much talking. Chom chom. Wow. It feels like the series just started. Coming from the previous 2 Mapo Tofu, 豆瓣酱 diff, it is so much more fragrant, but what is more important is this 黑豆 or taoxi. So these are fermented black beans that are salty, kinda sour, but the main point is they offer such an incredible amount of umami. Umami isn't this fluffy term in the culinary world that means delicious. It is this addictive savouriness that the big cuisines in the world have already understood before it was even given a name, and it just transferred this incredible tastiness to the tofu. Not only that, the oiliness, while it might look very intimidating, provides so much fragrance and keeps the dish warm. Because the entire top layer is oil, right, it's very hard for steam to escape. They have to sort of push through the oil layer, so that means the dish can retain its heat for much longer. The mincemeat providing extra flavour, the nen tofu, although it is a little broken up, right, a little breakage in Mapo Tofu is to be expected. No matter how careful you are with it, it will break a little, and this shape is very, very acceptable. Wow, I can't stop eating. What the? Mawei, both the nummingness and the fragrance are there. Spiciness on the low side, if you can believe it. And it is pretty salty, but salty in such an addictive way. Welcome to the new series, The Best Mala. Next up, we have 干锅肥肠, or dry pot pot dry pig intestines. And this is already looking so promising. The intestines are all deep fried. What an incredible exterior. And the look of the potato is so appetizing. Okay, eat it.安逸啊，安逸得很。So coincidental that this is following a hot hideout, because deep frying the fei chang here in what is probably mala xiang guo's older brother, the mala gang guo. Anyway, deep frying the fei chang here is so good. The texture, you get outside crispy, inside fatty, but more importantly, it helps remove the off flavors of the pig intestine. There is still the taste of pig intestine. You don't want to wash that all out. It is possible to make your pig intestine too clean, such that it has no taste. This is just nice. But the hits don't stop there. The whole pot is seasoned with the classic Sichuan Tianfu spice mix, which is a combination of chili, numbing peppercorn powder, cumin, salt, sugar, MSG, garlic powder, depending on the recipe, but these are the common suspects. And it just boosts the tastiness to another level. Even the potato tastes so good. And you can see that this potato is not just boiled. You can see a little wrinkling. So I believe this was either gently deep fried or at least stir fried. There's that roastiness coming off of it. Even the small little things like lotus root, they kept it nice and crunchy. Onions, still crisp but not raw. Every ingredient spent the correct amount of time in the wok. Wow, 2 out of 3. Let's see how dessert does. Suan cai yu, well, they included a lot of dongfen inside. The fish slices kinda look fresh, but very poor quality. It's nearly breaking off just from picking it up. Or maybe they cut it too thin. Anyway, let's get the soup first. Oh, yo. The overall flavor is good, but just a few gripes I have here and there. One is that the suan cai 味道 is not strong enough. It's not exactly the suan cai either, but the fragrance of the whole dish. The combination of the suan cai, the oil, and the broth, the result of all three, is not tasty enough, or rather can be tastier. That combined with the little spiciness it has, and zero numbingness, makes the punch of this dish quite weak. I'll be okay to have this when I'm sick, which might be the direction of this dish. Definitely not as punchy as the earlier dishes. The next miss is that this fish quality is not good enough to be cut this thin. All the slices are breaking up. The fish quality itself isn't too bad. Not very sing, but I think it just cannot be cut this thin. I think I ordered wrong. I think I should have went with the fei teng yu instead. Although I think the miss about how the fish is cut is going to be mirrored there as well. They gave me free dessert. I'm gonna eat it, but you guys know the rules. I'm probably not gonna pay for it, so I can't say anything about it. Okay, satisfied. Let's take a walk, and I'll see you guys at the cafe. We are now at W39, just across the expressway. And I got myself some hot black coffee as usual. Anyway, recap. Now that I've calmed down, I might be overreacting to the Mapo Tofu. I think it's just the whiplash coming from the previous 2 Mapo Tofus. It is just that this is the first Mapo Tofu that is properly made, and not that it's extraordinary. But maybe in itself it's kinda... I'm not sure. Depends on where is your baseline, but this is proper. I have to say, however, that it is 20 to 30% too salty, precisely because it is meant to go with white rice. So all in all, very high marks for the Mapo Tofu. The gangguo as well, the skills required for a good gangguo is exactly the same as those required for mala xiang guo. If you can manage the difference in doneness between a deep fried pig intestine and petals of onions and crunchy lotus roots, you can cook a very good mala xiang guo. I have no misses for this dish, except that it is very expensive. for just a portion of pig intestine, not a premium meat by any stretch of the imagination, this pot costs nearly $30. $30! There is a margin to be earned when you sell something at a restaurant, but this ingredients to cost ratio goes crazy. I think the ingredients cost about $150 to $2. I mean, just quick math. Imagine how much mala xiang guo $30 can buy. I'm not sure what it is about such dishes, but like the markup here is crazy. The Mapo Tofu as well at $15 for that small bowl is the Mapo Tofu cost I think is 80 cents, $1.20. I made a little oopsie with the suan cai yu. I'm not gonna order it from this episode onwards. I'll go with something more obviously mala the next time around. That's it. It's time for the verdict. 1 plate I'll walk for the mala, 2 plates I'll take a bus for the mala, and 3 plates I'll go anywhere in Singapore for the mala. And Sichuan Tianfu is 3 plates. As of this point of time, there is nothing that I can think of to critique their dishes. Texture, taste, even service. The waitress bothered to check in to see if everything's alright. I think I need to eat more mala in order to split the difference. Which really makes you wonder, right? If Sichuan food in Singapore can be so good already, how good can authentic Sichuan food be like? Anyway, a little housekeeping. There are quite a few of you who mentioned that comparing Sichuan restaurants with mala xiang guo is not fair nor proper. In which you're right, it isn't. But Uncle Eldrick is being selfish about this. The way I see it, mala xiang guo is but the shikai of Sichuan cuisine, the champion form, the unawakened devil fruit. Eldrick, can you speak English? Oh, sorry. Mala xiang guo is but a quick, simplified version of Sichuan cuisine. I would want this series to be about Sichuan cuisine actually, but mala xiang guo is so popular locally that it is hard to ignore. Also, some shikais can beat bankais, so as long as the place I feature can scratch a mala craving, I'm happy with it. Places like Hai Di Lao is where I draw the line, because that is more hot pot than mala, if you catch my drift. Anyway, enough yapping. That's all I have for you guys this time. I'll see you on the next video. Bye!